You may not know it, but the way you're sitting right now or the way you stood up an hour ago significantly impacts the way you feel. Harvard Business School professor Amy Cuddy conducted a study in which she randomly divided participants into two groups. One group was asked to assume a high power pose. This could be standing erect or sitting up with your back straight. It could be putting one's hands up or more generally opening up one's body. The other group was asked to assume a low power pose, such as sitting bent over or standing hunched forward or protecting one's neck with one's hands. The instruction that the groups received was to hold the pose that they were shown for 2 minutes. It turns out that these 2 minutes had a major impact on participants. Cuddy measured their cortisol levels. Cortisol is the stress hormone before and after the 2 minutes. And what she found was that for the high power group, cortisol levels went down by 25%, whereas for the low power group, cortisol went up 15%. When it came to their testosterone levels, testosterone is associated with being confident and assertive, those who assumed a high power pose enjoyed a 20% surge, and those in the low power pose suffered a 10% drop. This is remarkable. 2 minutes of high or low power pose significantly impacts how calm or stressed we are and how confident or insecure we feel. Additionally, in this study, all participants were put through a mock interview and evaluated by professional interviewers who did not know which participants belonged to which group. And yet, those who previously assumed the high power pose were evaluated as more effective, more spontaneous, more confident, and they were more likely to be hired. The implications of this study go way beyond our decision to sit in a low or high power pose for 2 minutes now and then. It turns out that the way we carry ourselves constantly affects the way we feel and the way we act. The way I walk into a room, upright and proud or hunched over and timid, not only sends a message to those observing me and therefore impacts the way they treat me, but it sends a message to myself and therefore impacts the way I experience myself and my life. Similarly, the way I shake hands, limply or firmly, sends a message to others and to myself. Our body, our heart, and our mind are connected, part of the same wondrous system. And the way we carry ourselves impacts the way we think and the way we feel. Assume a high power pose. Right now, sit up straight or stand up erect for 2 minutes. Or find another posture that is comfortable for you and communicates a confident calm. Experiment with different high power poses in different situations. For example, walk into a room and carry yourself with confidence. Shake hands more firmly, without hurting the other person, of course. Sit for a meal in a way that communicates strength and openness. A high power pose is great, but doing it once or twice leads only to small and temporary gains. To reap the fruits of this intervention, you have to do it regularly. So remind yourself in your calendar to assume a high power pose during the meeting at work, or to walk to your car in a certain way. Perhaps wear a bracelet that will remind you of the value of a high power pose until it becomes second nature to you and you can permanently reduce stress and increase confidence. This is so exciting. Yes! Is it 2 minutes yet? My arms hurt.